folks, what is up and welcome back to another episode of Ace Attorney with an Actual Lawyer. I'm your host Zach, joined by our voice actor Wes.
Hey there.
Our guest voice actor Nezumi.
Hello.
And our actual lawyer, Rich. Folks, if you like this, catch it live every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time right here on youtube.com/SaveDataTeam. And hey, if you wouldn't mind, please follow us on Twitch because we do a lot of content over there as well. That is twitch.tv/SaveDataTeam. And of course, if you could, we'd really appreciate it. Head over to patreon.com/SaveDataTeam where you can support us however you'd like to. Any way that you can helps. And hey, at the $10 level and above, you get your name featured in this month's brand new Patreon song. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. Burger Bun, Mr. Cola Bun, Andy Cosmo, Dave Hall, Lucha, and Sofino. HSM, Ernless, Taco Sensei, Antilister, Logano, 1 JFJ. Witch Tower, Kevin, Asian, Selfaria, Arky, Forensic, Technical, Elvira, Mystic, Woody. Leprechaun, Jacobel, Crimson, Chrissy, Shebber, Steam, Ryger, Rilla Jolie, Soul Mistress, BBC, What, and Sherlock, Mr. Mercasil, Art, Ami, Borshak. Super cool, the Fanatic, Andrew, Mari, Diego Garcia, Mega Zero, and Emily. Plethora of penguins and who needs a sleepalaya, Yakta, Estever, Entropy, Shadowed Navi Quill, and Maho Stars, the driver, 458, Tasty Marbar. Jack Warner, Res Red Crest, Ron Knight, Chosen, Mickey, AC the Jester, JC Foxington. Dessert Boy Man, Elijah Sly, Rick Rat, Katja, Traveling in a Box, and Snowcat, Conjuring Scribe, Zeal Croissant, Fulfilla, Written Word, Shade the Punisher, Sibylla. Thank 'em, gotta thank 'em all. Gotta thank 'em all, our Patreons. And hey folks, in case you didn't hear, we in fact hit the donation goal for last month, which was getting my girlfriend to rank the fashion of your favorite characters. I'll put a link down in the pinned comment on the YouTube video for you to fill out. Just submit a character if you can. Please include a link to a specific fit to them, if there is a specific fit, or if they just have, if they're just Doug Funny and they only wear one outfit all times. Fine, I'll figure it out. But go do that. This will probably be held sometime later this month. We'll figure it out, but that's going to be a really silly time. So yeah. But with that all out of the way, folks, let's get back into the game.
All right, we're just kicking right off with this.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
I arrived in the hospital room at the appointed time, which is to say 11:20 p.m. After discovering the body...
That's right, no, it was 11:05 and 11:20 with the two times, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
After discovering the body, I fulfilled my obligation, then called in the doctor. The doctor examined the body before the police arrived. He was quite clear about the time of death, 11:10 p.m. And the one in the room at that time was my partner, not me.
Those times are rather close, you have to admit. You're talking about an alibi established over a matter of minutes.
It's so weird to see the judge like actually be skeptical about what someone is saying.
Yeah. What happened to
everything?
What happened to my favorite judge that just hears like, "Oh yeah, I went to the moon and I threw a rock at him," and is like, "Well, I guess that's
Just
true."
believes the first thing that he's told. To use a 10-minute discrepancy as the basis of your alibi sounds perfectly reasonable to me.
It's easy to explain in the situation here, Judge. For example, take our debut hit single, 13 Years Hard Time for Love.
Yes, we know you're a singer.
Cue to the song, press the play button, and it will play for 2 minutes, 15 seconds.
Pretty short single.
Do it 100 times. The result is the same.
Their debut single was only 2 minutes and 15 seconds long. What a ripoff. Listen,
Really? I feel like a lot of songs are only 2 minutes long.
Especially nowadays.
That's definitely, that's on the shorter side, but there's nothing like super ridiculous.
Magic is a world of utmost precision. Hocus pocus requires admirable focus.
Okay. Sure.
How clever.
And in the time of death determined by the doctor therein is an wait. In the time of death determined by the doctor. Oh, I see. And in the time of death determined by the doctor determined by the doctor, there is an incontrovertible truth.
You do like the clavier?
I gave you a hard one, I know.
Very well. The prosecution warns us that we're dealing with rather precise times. And we can expect the cross-examination to require the same level of precision.
I would hope the defense refrains from its customarily broad, sweeping accusations.
I mean,
Lest we blur the focus this case so clearly demands.
I'm gonna do my job.
Point taken. Baseless remarks will result in a penalty.
I assure you it's quite based.
Carry on, Mr. Wright.
Carry on. Right.
My wayward son.
Carry on, my wayward son.
There'll be objections
back.
when you are gone. Who shot what? Who's on first?
I arrived. Oh wait, I already read this. You read it yourself.
Sure. Actually, really quick. You just go over again what we have. This is the thing that we assume is the fake evidence. This was his chart that said he was about to die and had diabetes. This was the insulin.
Does our autopsy report also say? Okay, they only say between 11 and 11:30. They don't have.
That's
that
actually a good point.
They don't have that specific.
Application called in the doctor. Doctor examined the body before the police arrived. Quite clear about the time of death, 11:10. I mean,
I don't think that's objectionable right off the
yeah,
bat,
let's at least press
but-
it and see what he says.
Yeah, absolutely press it.
I don't think I'm stepping out on a limb to say that I have some doubts about this. How could the doctor be so precise with the time?
We do usually only get an estimated time of death, true. I'm not sure I've heard of a verified time of death.
Magic revels in making the complex appear simple, but reality is the opposite. What appears complex in this case is a simple matter of subtraction.
I see another person has done their arithmetic homework.
What?
The point here is the IV the victim was taking. It's quite visible in the photograph of this scene.
Right, the gamer fuel.
Recall what we heard earlier about the victim, Magnifique Gramarie's schedule. Every night at 11, Magnifique took an IV drip for 30 minutes.
I can see the IV bag right there, yes.
Now look a little closer. Follow the tube down from the bag to the end. To the bag end.
Ah, the needle's been removed.
Doubtlessly, it fell out when he was shot.
That would seem to be the case.
I mean, I don't know.
Just
I've
popped right out.
I've spent a decent amount of time in a hospital room with somebody hooked up to an IV. Those suckers are in there pretty fucking good. Like, they're literally taped onto you.
Yeah, I don't
Smacks a
necessarily-
body. This fucker can fit so many IVs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say we have any reason to believe that it would automatically pop out when he got shot.
Yeah, it's
We were just pretending to put it in him.
pretty,
Like,
pretty it was a fuck, what do you call it?
It's one of those
Placebo
costume IVs.
placebo IVs.
When the needle comes out, the IV no longer drips.
You could just measure the remaining IV liquid.
Precisely. The IV liquid functions, for our purposes, as an hourglass of sorts. This is how the doctor determined the time of death. From the amount remaining in the bag, it was determined that the IV had stopped 10 minutes after administration began.
Okay.
Alright, that was important.
And so it was when I, Volant, entered that room. 10 minutes had passed since that horrible crime was committed. And this is proof.
Well, Mr. Wright?
Did that seem important? Yes, Phoenix.
No,
Yes.
no.
Come on.
Nah.
Well, seeing how it is the biggest clue we have to the time of death, I'd say it's very important.
Agreed. It would be hard to imagine a more precise way to determine the time. Behold the power of arithmetic!
He's like shaking his fists.
Yeah. He's
The earth trembles at his feet.
He's the math magician.
Very well. The witness will add this detail to his testimony.
My God.
Fuck you.
That's a math joke.
Sometimes the most magical thing of all is the truth. Can I get a true?
Wes, you're really gonna divide us with all these math jokes.
I
Hey,
believe
listen,
this is really
that's
adding
only-
something to the commentary.
Hey, listen, that's only a fraction of how many jokes I'm gonna tell.
Oh, man, I really want some dessert. Everybody want to go get some pie?
The water of life springs not eternal. The remaining IV liquid proves my innocence. Try it.
Airport. Okay, that's just saying exactly what he said. That was one saying Volanticum. What this? Has been washed and shows no signs of use. Okay, I was kind of hoping that was going to be the thing.
Can you examine it?
Oh, yeah. I don't know if there's a thing, though. Oh! I always hated getting shots. I guess Magnify was giving himself insulin shots, or giving himself the insulin shots. There's no way I could do that. Ugh. Wait. If Magnify used this to inject his insulin, why are there no traces of it having been used? Okay. Something to keep in mind.
No, you shouldn't do that. I don't see any reason why you should.
Let's just press the new thing, see if that gives us something. Did you notice the IV yourself, by any chance?
When I first entered that room, the stench of gunpowder assailed me. Next, the mark of death upon my mentor's forehead. And then that stupid clown. It bothered me too much. And then, his left arm did I spy, a rose, drooping and wilted. Its thorn, the discarded IV needle.
Not from the vein by the force of the shot. Luckily for you. If that IV had not been there, why, you might be a suspect.
He's still a suspect, let's be clear.
Hey, that sounds like in my book.
Indubitably so. Good thing I'm not, and never will be. I might say it's thanks to my lucky color.
I'm sorry. Your lucky color?
Indeed. Even today I wear it proudly upon my suspect self.
Is he trying to say that the IV drip was yellow when we know for a fact that it's green?
For it always, without fail, brings me luck. Why, when Zack and Volant won their first Magician's Grand Prix! Yes, the very one held by the Association of International Magicians. I was adorned in this attire then too, and our trophy, a bust. Ah, what a day that was.
I mean, that has to be a callback to Max Galactica having a bust, right?
And what
Maybe.
a bust he had.
Indeed. We talked about his bust for quite
awful
a few
lot.
streams.
Yeah. This is one trip down memory lane no one needs.
True.
You You're not
My
wrong.
lucky color, yes indeed, and that IV too. I say I think twas hued especially for me, Volant.
That does seem to be the case, indeed.
Just let us object
Well,
to it.
Mr. Wright, any thoughts on this testimony?
Volant sure looks happy with himself. Okay, how about this lucky color testimony? There's a contradiction.
That's just a case of Volant putting his own foot in his
Yeah,
mouth.
it was so specifically weird. It certainly sounds like your lucky colors brought you plenty of luck. But not this time. Mr. Volant, your lucky colors betrayed you.
I'm afraid you've lost me.
I would love it if Volant is colorblind and thinks that he's wearing green this entire time.
What do you mean it's yellow?
Oh my god!
Oh my god, that looks awful.
Yellow. Oh my god, you're telling me I've looked like a jackass this whole time?
Why did no one tell me?
I'm gonna talk to my tailor after this. Your Honor, the witness's testimony just now clearly contradicts the evidence.
What? Please recall my warning at the beginning of this cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Baseless accusations will be duly penalized. I do hope this latest accusation is well-based.
Oh, it's well based, all right. Don't worry, I've got all your bases right here.
All your bases belong
To
to
us.
us.
I was just getting ready to
Yep,
go there.
very
All
good.
your
Yeah.
bases are
Now
belong to
that's
It would be a
updated.
timely joke for this
Yeah,
game,
who remembers all your
Base
base
are
are
belong to us.
us?
That's the question I want to know. How much of our
That-
chat
yeah,
remembers
that's
that?
true. That is a freaking dated
Yeah.
reference.
That's an early internet meme.
That's the birth of YouTube. Fucking
Yeah, around
reference.
that time.
I remember the Newgrounds animation
Yep,
with all
Oh,
the
the
your
photos.
song is so fucking
Oh, your
good.
base.
Uh-huh.
Base.
Oh
belong
yeah,
to
that's
us.
right.
All your base. All your
Are
base.
belong to us.
It's
All
so
your
good.
base are belong
God.
to us.
I need to go look that song up.
I want to say that was like on my first
Mm-hmm.
MP3 player before iPads or iPhones existed.
Very well. Let's hear the defense's claim. Where is your evidence that contradicts what Mr. Volant has told us?
I mean, it sure as fuck better be the picture that shows that it's green. The crime scene tells all, Your Honor.
The photo of the crime scene?
All this talk of color has me yearning for black and white, clear-cut simplicity.
You're young. You're supposed to hate black and white photography.
Tell us, Herr Wright, just where is the contradiction in this photo?
My pleasure. And I assure you, it's quite simple.
I thought he was going to say it's quite based again.
But I can't promise anything in black and white. That's a good... okay, sorry. He was making a good joke there.
Don't matter if you're black or white.
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What in this photo contradicts the witness's testimony? I mean,
It's the green... He was drinking Mountain Dew.
yeah.
The Baja.
Volant Grammary, let's get one thing straight about your lucky color.
I didn't say I
It's-
was straight.
Oh, damn, we have so much in common. It's yellow, yes?
Kind of takes the mystery out of it, but yes.
How did you guess?
It's good. Something wrong with yellow, Mr. Wright?
Yeah.
Yes, there is. Decisively wrong, in fact. This is close enough. Take another look at this photo of the crime scene.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
We were due for one.
Yeah.
What's this?
Confusion. Doubt. Tell us, what do your elderly eyes spy?
Motherfucker, aren't you older than me?
Judge, what do your old eyes see?
Oh, he's looking into it.
blood has been spilled this night.
The lawyers are making for Isengard.
Even my elderly eyes can see a problem here, Mr. Valanche. Look at that IV bag.
What is this? What foul magic?
What? It would be hard to call this IV liquid yellow. And I'm afraid no magic was involved in the taking of this photograph.
Alaka, no!
That's good. I love that.
Yeah, all his little tricks popping out.
Uh-huh.
Order! 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 What does this mean?
This is some kind of mistake!
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin. Your witness's mistake.
Greener they are, the harder they fall.
Hey.
Suppose there's no substitute for experience. Valance Grammary, as you reminded us several times, your lucky color is yellow, but the IV is clearly not.
Well,
This contradiction can mean only one thing.
And to think, you almost had me.
Oh, god damn it.
I see your true colors now, Ace Attorney. Phoenix, right?
Yeah, that's the name of the game.
And that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let them show. That's like the fifth true color.
I was gonna say, I feel like
made.
and
And it's always me doing
it's
it.
always you, yeah.
Something you'd like to tell us, Prosecutor Gavin? As far as this court can tell, the witness's testimony does contradict the evidence.
Yes, a contradiction. One that I shall be pleased to hand right back to Mr. Wright.
How do you mean?
How? Because the witness has made no mistakes. I agree. At a glance, the IV liquid does appear sort of greenish yellow.
It's green.
But I assure you, the liquid itself is quite yellow.
It was all yellow?
It's because of
Always
the
was.
blue bag, I guess.
Yellow liquid? How can you say that? As far as I can tell from this photo, it's green.
Yes, but
God
what
damn it.
color is the IV bag itself?
The bag? You mean the plastic bag on the hook?
It looks like I want to say light blue.
Precisely. Figured it out yet? Put a yellow liquid in a blue bag and...
You get green.
This, incidentally, is the liquid's true color.
Were they
And
just-
that's why I love it.
They were just straight up injecting piss right into this man's veins,
Yes.
weren't they?
So don't be afraid to let the IV flow.
That's
True
good.
color.
Very good.
I see. Their explanation does have the ring of truth to it.
As I thought. There's no substitute for experience, Prosecutor Gavin.
What?
You may tell a good tale, but you've just proven something rather grave. For you, that is.
Grave?
The liquid in the IV is yellow, yes. But how did this witness know that? That's hey, honestly, I didn't even think of that, Phoenix. Good fucking big brain move. It's quite unnatural when you think about it. You did think about it, didn't you? Your Honor, The defense requests an explanation from the witness. At the scene of the crime, the IV liquid appears to be green. So let me ask, how did the witness know the IV liquid was actually yellow?
Alicus, oh my god!
He really did do that. He did Zong.
OMG! Order! 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 Mr. Wright, you will explain this at once.
No, he will explain this at once. I just did my thing.
The witness clearly knew the color of the IV liquid. So I'm sure it means something. But what?
I can think of only one possibility, Your Honor. The witness, Valant Grammary, has testified that the IV liquid was yellow because...
It looked yellow.
He pissed in it.
I was just gonna say, because he pissed in the IV bag.
It's like, I fucking hated my master.
It was because it looked yellow.
If I couldn't shoot him, I'd inject him like this.
It actually is. It looked yellow, right?
Well, it's the confusing thing where it looked yellow and he knew the IV liquid's color. In my mind, are essentially the same thing, but like...
I think saying he knew the IV liquid's color is saying that he didn't need to see it to know that it was yellow.
That's true, that's true.
And that's like, he was like, oh yeah, I knew it was yellow, so that's why. So...
Yeah,
So that-
I think you're
to
right,
me,
because
that
he'd seen
would
it
not be
before
correct.
is also like predating this, so it's okay that he would misspeak here, but...
Yeah.
I would also very much believe that he'd seen it before, but...
Yeah. I think it looked yellow, but it could also be he knew the color.
Yeah, it's kind of
think, like,
confusing of how they the wording of this.
Yeah.
When
I
I
like the top one is the only one that seems like it's a unique answer.
I actually think it is the bottom one because
yeah, just because
Other
it
one
sounds the
doesn't-
most accusatory to me.
Right.
Yeah, and the top one doesn't actually make sense because it probably wasn't yellow.
Unless more of it spilled out of the bag, which we didn't see in that photograph. But
Yeah.
let's.
I think it's he
let's try
knew
this.
it already.
From the facts before us, the answer is clear. The witness knew that the IV liquid was yellow. Why? Because he'd seen it before, but not inside the blue bag we see in this photo. He saw the liquid by itself in a clear, colorless bag.
I suppose he would have had to, but I'm still not clear as to what all this means.
Ask
You
yourself,
and me both.
why would he know if he didn't work at the hospital? That's where you'll find your meaning, Your Honor.
I'm afraid I find nothing. So what if he knew the IV liquid's color? Leave the getting excited over absolutely nothing to our teeny bopper fans, yeah?
That's weird to say that, bro.
Wait, are you saying your fans get excited over nothing? Dissing on
You're
yourself?
saying you're nothing?
Yeah, isn't that kind of dissing yourself?
No! Shut up!
Our fans get excited over us, and we suck.
Well, relatable.
Also, Millard pointed out he is a teeny bopper. He's
That's
He is a
17.
It's
teeny
true.
bopper.
He's 17 right now. The IV liquid is the only evidence proving the time of death. A 30-minute hourglass with 20 minutes worth of sand remaining. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin. Your claim, Prosecutor Gavin.
I remember it well. Let's have a flashback, no? Oh.
However,
Let's watch the tape one more time.
God no. There's a critical difference between an hourglass and an IV bag.
Wait! I know! An
I
hourglass uses sand, but an IV bag uses liquid.
I almost predicted
Okay.
that he was going to say that, but I was like, no, that's pretty stupid. But he said it.
Actually, most IV bags do
I'm
actually
right,
just strip sand into people.
As much as it pains me to say this, Your Honor, no. Unlike the sands through an hourglass, IV liquid enters the patient's body. At which point, like magic, it disappears. Oh, it's magic, but... However, with the amount of IV... What if the amount of IV liquid had increased? You couldn't tell, could you? After all, there's no way of knowing how much went in.
Oh, they're saying he messed with the IV bag to make it look like the amount of time had passed.
Pretty
was only
baller
10 minutes.
move.
That's pretty smart, and nothing I would have ever thought to do.
My only thing is... Well, we'll see what it is, because I assume we're going to try and use the needle that already has been cleaned, but he could have cleaned it after, I guess. Before he called the doctor.
Let me get this straight. Hair right. You're saying the witness watered down the victim's IV bag?
Not with water, but with IV liquid.
With piss.
Volant was extremely dehydrated, and he figured, I gotta take a leak.
It was right there. I didn't know what else to do.
And the toilet was so far away.
That's how you knew the IV liquid was yellow.
Now, wait! I said wait! How might an amateur such as myself essay to perform such a task?
I'm an amateur too. I'm an amateur too, but I can pour water into a cup.
I'm afraid there's quite a big difference between a cup and an IV bag. Quite. Can you prove our witness is capable of such a feat?
He has a point, amateurs.
You judge.
I, at least, would have some difficulty pouring IV liquid into that bag.
You don't need to be an expert to see the look on the witness's face. He added liquid to that IV to throw off the time of death.
I tire of these fairy tales lacking evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, any solid evidence to bring us back down to earth?
Volant Grammary, I'm afraid your magic won't serve you well in a life of crime.
Might I ask what you're strongly suggesting?
Magic relies on props, and props become evidence. Our witness was certainly able to increase the amount of IV liquid in the bag. All he had to do was work a little magic, and the prop was. Okay, so I feel like they're trying to say the syringe, but
it says it has been washed.
Well, the only problem is then they're going to throw it back in our face and be like, well, it's washed, so you can't prove it was used. Na boo boo. I still think that's what we're supposed to do right now, but...
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, he didn't use
I used the gun to put the liquid in.
I shot liquid into the bag.
It's actually a squirt gun.
Nerf or nothing, Mr. Wright.
Nerf or nothing. Wow,
shit.
what a callback.
This is actually a super soaker. The victim's syringe?
It's the perfect prop for the magically increasing IV trick, and easy enough for an amateur to use.
Uh-oh, surprise Mitzi appearance.
Oh, Mitzi, looking so cute.
Go on, honey. I love you.
Okay. What kind of evidence is that? The syringe was clean. Not a trace of liquid in it.
And don't you find that odd, Prosecutor Gavin?
What?
The victim had the syringe to administer his insulin shots. There should have been traces of insulin left inside. Well, Volant Grammary, as you pointed out yourself, the IV liquid makes the perfect clock. One that you could manipulate at will.
Alakazam!
I really appreciate his breakdowns.
And to turn off noise suppression so that hopefully it wouldn't murder my audio.
No, we got all of that. That was very good.
Nice.
Now we need his. We need a
Alaka, fuck you!
Alaka, god damn it, piece of shit!
I do believe, well, with this being his first, that the burden of this trial has been a bit too much to bear for Prosecutor Gavin.
God damn, bro! Like,
This little baby needs a nap.
like
Do you need me to change your diaper, Prosecutor?
God damn.
I'm afraid that while there is a doubt as to the amount of IV liquid in that bag, the time of death cannot be proven. And that brings our trial to a close for today.
Well, maybe I can squeeze an extra day out of this. Do a little much-needed investigation work. That's right, he literally, like, just showed up, like, right before this case. Like, didn't even know what the evidence was.
I see there are no objections. Court is adjourned.
God damn it.
Truly, there's no substitute for experience. Nothing blinds one to the truth so effectively. A word to the wise. Underestimate the young, and they'll sweep your feet out from under you. In a way you never, ever expected. You see, I know exactly what you're thinking.
What's he talking about?
You say the witness used the syringe to manipulate the level of the IV liquid. But there is no proof.
Yeah, but there's a possibility. There's no proof he didn't do it either.
Nuh-uh.
But there's also no proof he did not do it either.
Oh, shit. No takesies backsies. Fuck.
Yes, quite true.
Huh? He's admitting it.
Nor was this witness quite as decisive as I'd hoped. This I admit. After all, why linger in the past when the future holds so much?
You have something in mind, Prosecutor Gavin?
No, I just like
Proof.
hearing myself talk.
Proof, Herr Judge. I have another way to prove my case. With evidence, no less. It's the death note.
Yeah.
I'll take das potato chip and eat it.
What's this?
This is the victim Magnifique Grammary's diary.
Diary?
After going into the hospital, Magnifique began writing his memoirs, it seems. The story of his birth, his startling debut, the hundreds of other brothers and sisters that he had on the beach, and of meeting his disciples. It seems he intended for the last chapter to end, quite appropriately, with his death.
And the bequeathing of his shell.
Wait, that book doesn't say what the reason was, does it? The reason why his disciples couldn't refuse his last request?
Sadly, it does not. What's important here is on the last page. Apparently, the victim wrote in his journal that night. Even after the IV had begun at 11 p.m. Let's read it, shall we?
I swear to God, if Zach and Valant don't show up and shoot me, I'm gonna be so pissed.
Well, I love reading Rainbow.
This does appear to have been written just before his death.
Tonight's IV is
There's even
in.
a paragraph that says, "Oh no, I'm about to get shot. Ah, it hurt. Oh, this bullet in my head.
Yeah,
Ow."
it really hurts.
It was definitely Zach Grammary that did this.
Why did that Grammary kill me?
I'm dying now.
Okay, I leave the rest of
That's
them The first should come soon. This journal may end here or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand. All that is left to mine is... I can't read it, but... to lay down this pen. Okay.
Chrono Wizard, that's exactly what I was thinking. It's the Monty Python. You'll find it in the parcel of...
If he was dying, he wouldn't bother to carve. That's what he says. The court accepts this into evidence.
Okay.
Read the very last part with particular care. This journal may end here, or it may go on, but not long. That depends on his hand.
Wait, is he going to claim by the fact that it ends here, meaning that means he killed him?
I don't know. I'm
Of
still
course,
uncertain.
by his. He refers to our defendant, Zach Gramarye.
Objection, Your Honor. Zach uses they, them pronouns. Not true.
Further objection.
Also, you can't.
Magnifique Gramarye was a boomer and he didn't acknowledge they them pronouns.
Objection, Your Honor. I think that means we're legally allowed to kill him.
Damn it, you're right. Well, this case is just getting thrown out there.
Tolerant left.
That would make sense, yes. He was the first scheduled visitor, after all.
But look at what he said before that. This journal may end here, or it may go on. It may go on. Magnifique Gramarye intended to write again.
I think may means a different thing than what you think it is, bro.
That is, if Zach Gramarye didn't pull the trigger.
That's not necessary. You cannot draw that conclusion.
Yeah.
What if he means if no one pulled the trigger?
Yeah. Also, you can clearly see that the next page is torn out, meaning he kept writing.
Yeah, this is
way.
this is terrible.
I ripped out that piece of paper many weeks ago to write a grocery list.
I see the defense understands the meaning of this. The victim's diary does not go on. It ends. Because Magnifique's life was brought to an end by the defendant, Zach Gramarye.
No.
Do you guys still need me here, or can I get...
Order! 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 Prosecutor Gavin! Are you certain that Magnifique Gramarye wrote this?
There is no mistaking his handwriting.
Well, this does seem to be significant. According to this, Magnifique did intend to continue his diary. Yet if his diary ended here, which plainly it did...
Then the one who pulled the trigger was the first visitor, Zach Gramarye.
Okay, but let us object to this.
Well, how do you like me now, Herr Wright?
I like now.
Still too green for your tastes?
Yes, because that's a terribly inconclusive argument.
Actually, that's yellow.
Ah!
He's right about the
Yeah,
diary.
my blue
being...
suit makes it green.
He's right about the diary being pretty clear. Still, I find it hard to believe that he'd overlook such an obvious problem with his precious evidence.
Well, Mr. Wright, the witness's testimony we heard was lacking, but put together with this evidence, it seems quite sufficient for a case.
The diary's accepted like this. The trial's over. Maybe it's time for me to show them something. I mean, here's the thing. We don't even have to show this piece of paper, technically. We could just say, well, the fact that it's ripped out means this is inconclusive. However, I feel like it wants us to show this piece of paper.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it absolutely does.
Uh-huh. So we're gonna submit what is almost certainly forged evidence. I'm left with no choice but to show my own evidence.
What? You have some evidence that overturns this diary?
It's not too late to rethink this and avoid more embarrassment.
Very well. Please show us your evidence, Mr. Wright.
Incidentally, don't even think of showing us this diary I've just shown.
Damn it.
Court.
Damn it. He got me. That was my other thing I was going to do.
Now that we've come this far, I hope you have something a little more decisive.
I also appreciate them just including that to be like, hey gamer, please don't.
I know what you're thinking.
It doesn't work like that. You have to show the bad evidence.
Show us evidence that proves the victim continued writing his diary.
All right, I'd be happy to. The decisive evidence proving that the diary didn't end with this page is...
The gun.
First, take a close look at this diary. Note that a page has clearly been ripped out.
What's this? I hadn't noticed that at all.
That's why we're still here talking about this. As it just so happens, I have here what I believe to be the missing page.
Oh my god, I don't believe it!
Looking at this page, it's hard to imagine that the first visitor that night shot Magnifi Grammary. That's the defense's position.
Wait, let me see that. What in Sam Hill?
Wait, who's Sam Hill? That's an Ace Attorney character name right there, if there ever was.
Why, this is the continuation of the victim's diary.
Note the torn edge of the page. It's a perfect match with the torn remains of the last page in Magnifi's diary.
Quite remarkable.
Would you care to explain what all this means, Herr Attorney?
That means I got your ass. What are you
I
talking
fucking
about?
win.
I mean, gotcha?
The diary continued after his first visitor came, which means that the victim was still alive after Zach Grammary left, leaving no one to take his life but the second visitor. Valant Grammary!
No. No!
Wait,
Oh, the bunnies are cute.
I don't think I noticed the little, like, string of flags that he has.
Yeah,
Is that-
he's got a bunch of national flags.
Is that, like, a magician thing? I know, like, clowns will do, like, the handkerchiefs tied together, but, like...
Yeah, sure, whatever.
The handwriting, too, matches that on the other pages. This is definitely not a forgery. This is, without a doubt, the genuine article.
I mean, if this was a forgery, it would have to be a really talented forger.
No one, definitely not a 12-year-old child, could make a forgery this
Could do
good.
this.
Their mission with the steel chair.
Some kind of artist prodigy or something. I mean, jeez.
Who has a very healthy relationship with their father.
And honestly, probably a big conversationalist, too. Probably I expect they'd be a really talkative person as well.
You can tell whoever drew this is just a real people person.
And loves Undertale.
Order! Order! Order!
But wait! That's impossible! That old man couldn't have written that.
You just couldn't resist, could you? All right.
Resist what? Presenting solid evidence?
Ugh.
Herr Judge,
Yes, Prosecutor Gavin?
might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness.
But, Prosecutor Gavin, this evidence overturns the current witnesses.
I ask only to put it on hold. Please. My new witness has a very, very important piece of testimony to give. 5 minutes, no more. I promise, Your Honor.
Well, if you put it that way, Mr. Wright, what's your take on this?
Am I getting set up? Well, Your Honor, judging from his enthusiasm, we'll have to hear his new testimony sooner or later anyway. So it might as well be sooner.
The, dread in this scene is so thick.
They set it up very well.
Then, though this is highly, highly irregular, we will put the current cross-examination on hold. The witness may step down.
Oh, thank God! Yippee!
Disappear!
Get him out of here.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand.
Now, Prosecutor Gavin, please bring this surprise witness to the courtroom.
I had a bad feeling just then. That ripped out page was too obvious. He must have known.
Yeah.
And I should have known it was a bad sign all around.
Ah, shit. Holding trial with no audience is a first, even for me, Prosecutor Gavin.
I beg the court's understanding. But I had to make a judiciary deal with the witness to secure his testimony.
Yeah.
It's the guy.
Look at his stupid little squiggly eyes.
I like that he actually does blink though. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
He tries to blink.
Yeah.
Witness, how did you spill mustard in your hair?
A judiciary deal.
The details of his testimony may have some legal ramifications, shall we say. I thought it best to contain the information to this room.
Very well. And you are the witness, I gather?
Who the fuck else would it be?
Yes, sir!
God damn it.
State your name and occupation for the record. Nezumi, do you want to do Drew since
I can.
Lance gone for the rest of the thing?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
My name's Drew Misham. I'm a painter.
A painter? And you are somehow related to this case?
No, well, not per se.
What is this? Is he thinking? I guess. In my head, I was like, wait, is he eating snacks? Somebody make sure they're not stamps.
I have one simple question for this witness. Mr. Misham, was it? Do you know what this is?
Oh, yeah, I know it well.
How is that possible? Have you seen this diary page somewhere before?
Oh, yeah, I mean, I made it.
You... what? You made it?
Yes, you might call it one of my works.
The prosecutors office received a tip-off yesterday. Illegal evidence has been prepared for the trial of Zach Gramery.
Illegal evidence?
I initiated an investigation and found this witness. A painter to the world at large, Drew Misham has another side, you might say. He is skilled in making perfect reproductions of certain things. Forgeries, in other words.
Forgeries?
Well, so we are to understand that this page here is
A fake. Prepared by a certain defense attorney.
I'm actually curious about this. Somebody in the chat said, Pridge, is this how prosecution would actually bring up concerns about forged evidence?
So, once again, the process to bring in evidence is... You have to do a lot to certify that evidence is what it is. Before you can even introduce it. So I think the problem from the start is there would be no one who could actually attest that that is the page in question. It would also and in addition, if you got word of that sort of forged evidence thing, you'd bring it up with the opposing counsel and the judge before the trial.
Right.
It's before you even got to this point.
You wouldn't be able to have a
again,
gotcha moment in court.
Yeah, it would never play out like this. You wouldn't.
It would all happen probably.
It would all
way
happen.
before.
Yeah, it would all happen before, or you'd never even get this piece of evidence introduced because you have no one there to verify it actually is what it states to be.
Gotcha.
So no, you'd never really get a gotcha moment like this.
Hold
Once
it!
again, fun
Once
dramatic
again-
embellishment.
Yeah.
Once again, real life sucks.
We can't get this guy to lose his job in a funny way.
Big L reality.
I didn't prepare this evidence!
Ah, the attorney speaks. Something about this page, I presume. But what is he saying? It makes no sense. After all, it was you who presented this evidence to us, Phoenix, right?
witness, Mr. Mishram, was it? Who requested this forgery? Who was your client?
That I don't know.
What?
Most of my clients prefer to remain anonymous, even to me. I make the items they want and receive my payment. That's the extent of my contact with them.
But there's no proof this is a fake!
It's a fake.
Well, shit!
I fucking told you, bro.
He fucking got
like
me!
It's like that Star Trek bit. It's
Real! It's a fake.
Huh?
To avoid just this sort of problem, I always put a special mark on my works. I can say without a doubt, this is mine.
Yeah, see this mark down at the bottom that says Magnify Grammary? That's my special mark.
I put that on everything.
Weird, I know, but don't worry about
Ah, how specific.
Mr. Wright, you have just presented illegal evidence to this court. My court.
Okay, well, like, bro, I didn't know.
it. You're
It's time for me
disbarred.
to use my finishing move.
It was careless of me. That's all I can say.
That little girl.
I'm
I'll
gonna
kill
get
her.
revenge on her!
I am a flashback, baby, Trucy. Here from the past to say, oh boy.
Now, I'm gonna do what, fucking Von Karma did and adopt her and then train her to hate her family and...
Oh, shit.
Yes, finally, the DL7 incident.
Here.
What's this?
I don't know. I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair. They said it was really important.
It was all a trap. A fatal trap.
Mr. Wright,
Yes.
do you have an explanation for yourself?
If I did, would the court hear it?
No!
No, we don't.
Probably not.
Damn.
Forging evidence is a serious crime. And presenting it in court, a serious mistake.
Wait, is this what gets Phoenix disbarred?
Yes, Fridge.
Yes.
This is so
This
stupid.
this is the moment. This is the inciting incident.
This is so stupid.
Listen, a child gave him a piece of paper and he got disbarred for that. I don't understand.
Yeah, his whole reason, his whole raison d'etre is lunch money.
Yeah.
A fatal mistake for an attorney.
Fatal too, perhaps, for your client, I fear. Objection! Tell me, what kind of defendant relies on forged evidence?
A Von Karma.
The answer is quite clear. A guilty one.
Your Honor, wait! I understand that presenting forged evidence in a court is a serious crime, but you cannot hold my client responsible for actions I undertook as an individual.
I am sorry, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor?
Another close call, I dare say. If the prosecutor's office hadn't received that hot tip, everything would have gone the way you wanted it to, yeah? I even gave you a chance. Too bad you decided not to think before embarrassing yourself.
I see no need for further discussion on this matter. Special witness dismissed.
All right, well, I'm gonna get out of here. You guys do your thing, Mr. Attorney.
Yes.
Could I ask your name?
Phoenix Wright.
Mr. Wright. I've seen and studied many people, but none like you. I'll remember you, Mr. Wright.
Thanks,
Okay.
I guess. You
That's
kind of ruined my
weird.
life, by the way, so...
Feel free to forget
And
about
I'm glad
me
that
if
I
you want.
did.
Though I deeply regret having to declare a verdict in this way,
Then don't.
this trial is over.
No, it's not.
You have the right to find a new attorney and make an appeal. However, this court must...
No, it doesn't.
Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Zack?
Please,
This
Mr.
is
Zach was
stupid.
my father.
There is one thing I wish to make clear. Today, in this courtroom, you cannot declare me guilty.
Yeah, what the fuck is he about to do? I'm like, so... I thought that...
It is impossible. I'm afraid the defendant is quite mistaken. I most certainly have the authority to declare a verdict on you.
But I have a gun.
Except, tell me, how do you plan on announcing your verdict?
With no air!
Is he gonna disappear?
I think he is.
When your defendant does not exist. Doesn't exist? What are you talking about? I'm talking
There is no such.
about this!
Mr. Enigmar!
Whoa! The defendant's escaped! Find him! Quick!
Okay,
Wait,
yeah,
I-
this is the stupidest last case of the series.
No, I'm gonna be real.
Close all exits from the building!
I love that. I fucking love that he's a magician and literally teleported away.
Yeah,
On the double! He must not be allowed to escape!
this is the stupidest final case. I know this technically is the final case. But this is the
Unlock
stupidest
your
part.
pee-pee smacking inhibitors!
Set them to stun. That day, in that courtroom, the miracle happened. The defendant, Shadi Enigmar, aka Zach Gramery, did not just escape from court. He literally, unbelievably vanished. Right before the bailiff's eyes. No one ever saw him again. Not since that day.
This is the Grammary Miracle.
The verdict never happened.
No verdict was declared. And I got to keep my I
Attorney's badge.
was never
And
disbarred
everybody
because the
lives
case got thrown out. After all, the defendant doesn't exist.
That's not how existence works, guys. He still exists.
No.
His magic trick actually erased his existence.
Guys, he's
Who were we
Zach
holding a
Gramery.
trial for just now? I don't remember.
We were trying to get declared innocent. Oh my god, I can't say.
God damn it, no!
That's how it happened. The trial of magician Zach Gramery vanished, along with him, for all eternity.
But not his child, who I had to pay for.
The mysteries that remained behind were all solved. However. But not until 7 years later.
It sounds like none of the mysteries were solved.
But not until 7 years later, Pridge!
No, I guess.
They're about to be solved!